Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome in if this is your first time being here. This is Empowered Gems Tarot. My name is Melissa. This channel used to be called Tarot by Melissa, so if you've been looking for me under that name, you're in the right place. Today's reading is going to be a financial flow energy check-in. So what we're going to be looking at today is the underlying energy or spiritual lesson that you need to be aware of at this time with regard to how your financial situation is flowing. So this is not going to be a reading where I'm providing like financial advice. That's not something that we would do with tarot. If you're needing some specific guidance around how to manage your finances, I always recommend that you speak to a professional who can support you with that type of service. Really just looking at today as being more of an energy check-in to kind of understand what's happening on a subconscious level with regard to your relationship with your money at this time. Also, keep in mind that this is a general collective reading on YouTube, so the messages may not resonate specifically with every single person that's viewing the reading. So, as a best practice, if anything that I'm describing in your chosen reading feels confusing to you or doesn't really feel like it aligns with what you know your situation to be, that's typically an indication that this is not your message. So just release that, let it go, and respect that that message was meant for somebody else out there in the collective. If you guys did want to book a personal reading with me, all the details on how you can book will be in the description box down below. Okay, so let's go ahead and select your reading. We have a choice between 3 different reading options today. If you're feeling drawn to reading number 1, we'll be working with the Wild Reflections Tarot deck and this pyrite crystal. If you're drawn to reading number 2, we'll be working with the Cozy Witch Tarot deck and this fire quartz crystal. If you're drawn to reading number 3, we'll be working with this amethyst crystal and the stained glass tarot. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Think about your financial flow and what you need to be aware of at this time. Select the deck of cards or crystal that you feel the most intuitively connected to. And once you've made your choice, scroll down to the description box below to locate the timestamp that will skip you ahead to your selected reading. See you there. Hey, group number 1, and welcome to your reading. If you guys selected the Wild Reflections Tarot deck and this really beautiful pyrite crystal, this is going to be your message where we're going to be looking into the energy around your finances at this time. Remember that this is a general collective reading on YouTube, so messages may not resonate specifically with every viewer. Also, this is not a substitution for professional financial advice. If you're needing that type of assistance, please do ensure that you're seeking out a professional, okay? Let's go ahead and jump right into our overall energies. So we have the message of ancestors, generations. We have wealthy man. And then we do also have expectation coming through as well. Okay, so let's start here and we'll build onto this message, group 1. Okay, so there is something that Spirit is pointing out around your financial flow at this time that is connected to your ancestors. So we all have like generational patterns that we inherit from the generations that come before us, back through time. And so with this group, I am wondering if there is something connected to the energy of money that is a generational pattern or a generational habit or a generational behavior that is significant here. We have the wealthy man coming up right next to this. So for some of you guys could come from money, or there could be something about a wealthy energy, like a generational energy of wealth that maybe with expectations, some of you guys are getting passed down to you or expecting this to be passed down to you. I've also seen the wealthy man show up as like a corporate America, or like a company that you would work for. And so there could be some sort of connection there through like doing traditional work or working for someone else, who's like you're expecting to support your wealth building, if this makes sense. But there is something about your ancestors. There's something about the generational pattern that is significant here. It feels like you guys are waiting on something with expectation, or you have some sort of a high expectation, or just any expectation around money and wealth at this time. So let's keep going. What else, Spirit, should group number 1 know about their financial flow? Four of Pentacles. Okay, this is interesting. The Fool. The Ace of Cups. Okay. All right, so group 1. I feel very much, excuse me, sorry. I feel very much that this energy that Spirit is pointing out is about you, my viewer, releasing yourself from generational patterns around money that are no longer serving you in your highest good. And maybe a lot of you guys have done the work on this already. Because with this snake here, this is making me think about transformation, like shedding the skin, outgrowing something connected to your ancestors. And the Fool is an energy of being very free, right? You're embarking on a new beginning. You're stepping into a new experience, learning the lesson, having closed out the chapter of whatever the lesson was, okay? And I feel for a lot of you guys with this Four of Pentacles, your ancestors are part of like the generational pattern around money had to do with hoarding wealth or hoarding resources or being afraid of sharing our resources. Because when we take a look at this right here, the Four of Pentacles, it is an energy that can be quite miserly with its money. Sometimes we need to be in this energy, right? Sometimes we need to save money and we need to protect our resources because we need it first before we're able to give it to others or to spend. But this energy is giving me a very closed off energy. The heart space is totally blocked. He's clinging on to these pentacles, these sunflowers. You know, there's like an obstruction here because it's being held onto so tightly. And when we hold on to things so tightly, sometimes we miss opportunity to welcome in even more abundance into our lives. So it's like with the wealthy man coming up here, it's just making me feel like someone in your family or the pattern here is like maybe success was achieved through these means of saving money, or maybe we've come into money, or you guys maybe are coming into money and kind of struggling with this energy around like holding on to it out of fear. Because that's what this can be, a fear-based energy of that keeps us holding on to stuff. But it blocks out the heart space. It blocks out more abundant energy coming towards us. So I see you guys in this energy right now of freeing yourself from that energy. We also have the Ace of Cups here, which is very interesting as well, because the Ace of Cups is all about emotion. It's about spirituality, creativity. It's new opportunity for something connected to your heart space to flourish. Okay. And so it is interesting to me that this is coming up when we're talking about our ancestors, because theoretically, like, we love our family, we love our ancestors, right? That is connected to the energy of love for you. I feel like maybe some of you guys are waiting on an ancestor to like give you something because they love you. And I feel like there's someone here either right now in the present or just in your lineage that was not very giving or generous with their resources. This is very much about opening up, right? Like we open up this clam and there's this pearl of wisdom inside. This is very closed off. I think that you, my viewer, have a lot more wisdom around the energy of money and resources than whoever this is or was in your family lineage. And because you have this level of wisdom, I think that you might be thinking like, oh, well, if I was in their shoes and I had these resources, I would be sharing them because it's what I would do. It's the right thing to do. It's the wise thing to do. Why would I hoard everything for myself? Like, what is this person going to do with all these sunflowers? They're almost like over consuming him. You know what I mean? Like he's holding on to them. You can't even barely see anything about his body because he's holding on to these sunflowers. It's a fear-based energy, whereas you guys are a very open energy. So let's keep going. I feel like I've been rambling a lot here. Let's go into the astrology deck next. What else can you tell us, Spirit, about group number 1's financial flow? Sometimes too, you guys, like the compassion piece of this is necessary because with the Four of Pentacles, it's possible too that there has been poverty in your generational lineage as well. Or, you know, something that has kind of led into this pattern of hoarding out of fear. Ooh. We have Virgo, digest. We also have the energy of Chiron, healing, at the bottom of the deck. There's definitely like a generational wound or a generational healing around the energy of money and resources here. And the snake is coming through again. Your Chiron is being activated, group 1. I would like to see where your Chiron sits in your birth chart because there could be a connection there literally for some of you. Let's see. I'll get one of these and then we'll keep going. We also have adjacent possibilities coming through. And appreciation, right? Gratitude. Yeah, so there's like this energy of you, my viewer, I think just having such a strong appreciation for what you have, even if you're not getting the result that you're looking for at this time, from whether this is like an ancestor, a relative, a corporation that you work for, something like that. You guys really very much have this desire to be free of these shackles here. And so with the Virgo energy coming up, this is an energy of being of service to others. This is an energy of making the most of what we have and also like using everything that we've got, completely using our resources so that nothing is going to waste here. And I feel kind of like that is the energy a little bit of this ancestor or of this other entity or energy that you're connected to right now. And so I think for you guys, there is a sense that there's a need to look at other alternate avenues, or that looking at adjacent possibilities is actually going to help open up more emotionally fulfilling options for you. There is a wisdom here with this energy of Virgo. There is a wisdom here of maximizing our resources and using and making good of everything that we have and not allowing things to go to waste. Maybe this is a part of the lesson that you're learning right now as well. Maybe some of you guys have been in this energy of the Four of Pentacles and you're looking to break free of that at this time. What else, Spirit? What else can you tell us? Group 1's financial flow. It says, okay. Yeah, 8th house. This is other people's resources. Scorpio, Pluto, how you affiliate with others, how you cope through transitions, ancestral inheritance. For some of you guys, this could be connected to literally waiting on an inheritance or waiting on some sort of financial support or assistance from someone else who's got the resources. We have, you don't need love, you are love. By accepting your oneness, you allow the broader flow of life. One more, please, Spirit. We also have Ojo. Keep an eye out for what you're being protected from. This person, place, thing, or idea needs a boundary. Okay. We do also have the 11th house energy here. Your vision of a better future, what makes you unique and a collective trendsetter, expectations of friendships. This could be connected to a friend as well, or a group that you're a part of. But this is interesting. It's like a very visionary energy that I feel like you guys have when it comes to money and resources. Maybe it's a little bit more non-traditional than what your ancestors or what this business has in mind. Spirit is kind of telling you at this time that, like, there's a couple messages that I'm getting. Number one, your self-worth and your value is not connected to money, right? I kind of feel like maybe for some of my group 1 viewers, you're feeling like this person doesn't love you or this thing doesn't care about you because they're not freely giving you the support that you want or the support that you need at this time. And so I think that's also why we have this appreciation energy here about being grateful for what we have, using what we can, making the most of what we've got here, coming through. And with this Ojo energy, there's another message of wisdom here around if doors are closing or if doors are not easily opening up for you, sometimes this is the universe saying that's not your path. You're being protected from something in that area that we don't want you to have to experience. And it's interesting because look at all of these doors here with adjacent possibilities. Some of them are closed. Some of them are open. There is one at the end of this hallway that looks probably like the one we want to go to, right? But there are other paths that Spirit is saying you can take. If certain doors are not opening for you, there are other avenues by which you can get the resources that you need. So I'm going to pull just a couple of these career and life oracle deck cards because a lot of times our money is connected to work. So I'm just going to see what messages we can get here for you, group 1. Look, as I'm shuffling, the snake. That's so interesting. Okay, let's see, Spirit. Group number 1, what can you tell us about their financial flow right now, Spirit? I definitely just think something about the energy here is the energy that you're experiencing or receiving from this other party is definitely activating that healing, that Chiron wound. We have gestures. You may be asked to help someone out, or you may need a hand. Give deserved praise to others, and you will receive recognition too. Yeah, there's something about you needing help, you needing support, and you're the type of person that I think who would freely give it. But I feel that this other entity or person that you're dealing with is the opposite. Okay, one more, please, Spirit. We have renewal. You need to take time to recharge your energy to get back on track. Challenges ahead require you to have faith and break through. We do also have long-term. An opportunity could turn into a long-term career move, or you will be asked to commit to a position in exchange for more money. So this is like the undertone here, I feel like. There's a lot of indication that there might be like a new opportunity coming up for you guys that's going to provide long-term job security. Or with the Ace of Cups, it's like an opportunity for you to feel more emotionally connected and emotionally fulfilled with the work that you're doing. There's something here about your expectations of resources that is being examined right now, or that could be feeling a bit challenged right now, because maybe you guys are used to a certain level of support that you're not getting. But there is like a bigger lesson and message here about maybe appreciating a different perspective and understanding it, even if you don't fully agree. And also, there's a message here about knocking on other doors. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think there's a need to like lower your standards per se, but I think that there is a message here about exploring other avenues toward fulfillment here and breaking free of this generational pattern. So this is what I see, group one. This is super interesting. So comment below. Let me know what's been happening with your financial flow and what you feel from this reading connects to your specific situation. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell so that you'll be updated whenever I post new content. And I will see you in the next one soon. Bye. Hey, group number two, and welcome to your reading. So today we're going to be looking into the energy around your finances at this time. You guys selected the Fire Quartz crystal and the Cozy Witch tarot deck. Keep in mind, guys, this is a general collective reading on YouTube, so messages may not resonate with every single person out there. And this is not going to be a replacement for financial advice, right? So if you're needing financial advice, definitely make sure that you are seeking out a professional who's able to support you with that, okay? So let's start with the overall energy around your finances at this time, group two. We start off here with DNA, karma. We have the coffin. And we also have marriage. Okay. There's a lesson happening right now with karma around your finances, group number two. So, when I think of DNA, I also kind of think of ancestors and generational patterns, which it's interesting that this is coming up because group one had a very similar kind of central theme. So this could be a theme that's being activated within the collective right now. But there's definitely an energy with a coffin of you kind of letting go, releasing the past, maybe learning a lesson, laying a lesson to rest here with a coffin. This could be literal, like for some of you guys, maybe someone in your life has recently transitioned, passed away, something like that, and that is connected to your financial flow at this time, right? Especially if this was someone you were married to or partnered with, or even if this is just kind of symbolizing the death of like a business partnership or, you know, leaving a workplace that you were committed to for a long time. Like marriage doesn't have to literally mean marriage. It talks about commitments and contracts that we sign, right? So there seems to be an ending here with the coffin, laying something to rest with respect and learning some sort of lesson around the energy of partnerships as it pertains to your finances. So let's kind of see what else we're getting, group two. What else can you tell us, Spirit, for group number two and their financial flow? have the Broom, which is the death card. That's so interesting. Okay. Ooh, I'm excited for you guys. This looks really powerful. We also have the Nine of Swords. And then we have the Patient Witch, which is the Hanged Man. And the Hierophant energy at the bottom of the deck. So something maybe connected to like tradition or... Yeah, tradition is important, but it doesn't have to be everything. This is so cool, you guys. Okay. So yeah, there is definitely something you are letting go of in your life. This says, tidy up your life so you can make space for something better. It's like a clearing of the space, purging of things that no longer serve you. It could even be just like purging excess stuff that you've got laying around. Like she's literally cleaning up her room. But this is a metaphor, right? It's like through her cleaning up her space, her metaphorical space, tidying up her life, letting go of what no longer serves her, a new door is opening. And it looks very magical. Oop. To me, it looks very magical through this door. And there's an energy of like cleansing, like purifying. Like I'm feeling the wind coming through this door and just like clearing out the space that may have been just really musty and dusty, you know? So this is like a huge period of renewal for you, group number 2, as it pertains to your financial flow. We've got the Nine of Swords here. We all get a bit carried away with our worries sometimes. So there's something about this change that is, I think, a little bit stressful. You know, there is an energy of you guys like overthinking things potentially, or just feeling like you're being kept up at night. Like in this card, she's awake at 3 o'clock in the morning, ruminating over what's going on, the changes in her life. Learn to get comfortable with sitting still whenever necessary. The Patient Witch. So I think right now, part of the stress and anxiety for you, group 2, is maybe things are feeling a little bit stagnant, or maybe there's like this preoccupied energy with the change and the transition you're going through and the release of something. But then there's also this vibe of like wanting to move forward, but kind of things are being put on pause. Or you're feeling like you can't move forward right now for some reason. And maybe part of this with the Patient Witch, this is the Hanged Man, has to do with you needing the time to change perspectives here. Because this card talks about tradition being important, but it doesn't have to be everything. So I feel like a big part of what you guys are letting go is something traditional that you've been attached to, or some sort of, you know, standard way that you've been living that is now ended. You know, especially with marriage, I could see this being like you guys got out of a marriage, like you're getting divorced or you got divorced. It's like the way that you've been approaching finances it's shifting. And it's like with the Death card, it's an inevitable shift that comes in slowly over time. It's not necessarily something that we can avoid. So let's keep going, group number 2. What else, Spirit, can you tell us about group number 2 and their financial flow? We have Libra, so there's more marriage and partnership energy coming through here. Contracts, legal agreements. Yeah, it definitely feels for a lot of you that there's something about a partnership here that has shifted or changed in a very drastic way. What else, Spirit, can you tell us about group number 2 and their financial flow? carrying connections with the fourth chakra, which is the heart chakra. This is connected to something or someone that you guys really, really loved. And we have hostilities here. So yeah, I think the change that you're going through is not necessarily something that you would have wanted, or it has a lot of maybe combative energy. And we have, look, a man holding a coin, a spouse, a husband here. I definitely feel sad for you, group 2. Like, there's definitely, I feel a sadness with your spread, because it just feels like a lot of you are leaving behind something that you really, really loved, or someone that you really, really loved, whether it's through a metaphorical death or maybe somebody physically transitioning out of your life. And there's a new normal that you're having to kind of get acquainted with. It's interesting too with the karma, like the 2 snakes. It's like there's 2 people here. But with your tarot cards, there's only one person in these cards, right? Which is just making me feel like this group is newly single, or kind of having to shift into doing things more independently than they had before. What else, Spirit? Can you tell us about group number 2 and their financial flow, please? For some of you, maybe you have not made the change yet, but you feel that you need to. Because I do think there is this questioning of, what do I do next? This hesitancy that I'm picking up on around opening up the new door. So we have ka-ching, ka-ching. Something you've done or you're working on will generate income. So that's exciting. Let's see what else we get. We do also have speak up. Your input has value. The consequences of your truth is what will align you to your purpose. Okay, one more. We have work with the light. Your spirit team is supporting you. Share your good vibes to uplift others. And then we do also have dig deeper. Spirit is sending hints through abstract thoughts and actions. Ask questions within the question. Romance at the bottom of the deck. So this is definitely connected to like a romantic partner or a business partnership in which you're able to do something that you love. Okay, so maybe for some of you, the second guessing is around this. This isn't like what I would normally work with or what I would normally do. There's something connected to like the status quo, the norms, or maybe your values, beliefs, and traditions that is, I think, creating this hesitancy here. So there is a message here that something that you're doing or that you have done is going to generate money for you. And that is also connected to this transformation here, this letting go and tidying up your life, tying up loose ends, to clear the path for that to come into play for you. There's something here with the 9 of Swords that you guys are not saying, but you're ruminating about a lot. Okay, so this message of speak up, like maybe this does have to do with talking to your partner in whatever context they are your partner. The consequences of your truth is what will align you to your purpose, right? So even if it's like you saying, I want to break up, or I don't think that I can move forward with this. Yeah, that's going to mean that you're letting go of that person, but it's aligning you to what you're supposed to be doing. This could be vice versa as well, right? Where maybe you need to speak up to your partner. So there's something about like communication, speaking up instead of overthinking and ruminating. Easier said than done, I know. But speaking your truth is what's going to push you into this change where the money is going to open up for you more. the consequences of your truth could be many things. You could speak up and this could end, opening up for a new path for money to come in. You could speak up. This could lead to you coming together and you all working together. But there is definitely a karmic lesson around communication as it pertains to your money connected with other people. You are being, supported. Your spirit team is here. I think you guys have been feeling guided and pushed in this direction for a while with this death card coming through. Because again, this feels like an inevitable change. This is something that we can't really avoid. Like we're just naturally evolving into the place where you all have been evolving now. Okay, let's grab a couple more to close us out, group 2. What else, Spirit, can we share with group 2? Okay, so we have progress. It seems like a long slog, but your efforts will pay off soon. Stay on the course for at least a few more months before making a change. Yeah, and the death card is very slow. It's a slow moving change, slow moving energy. This is not like an energy of you guys getting financial success, like a windfall overnight. It's like over a long period of time of you shifting into energetic alignment, it comes to you. Okay. We do also have frozen. There may be a hiring freeze or no new work now. Being aloof can leave you out in the cold. A warm follow-up gets you in the door. There's that hanged man energy, that feeling of pause or feeling like you're hitting a wall or stagnation here. So it's kind of interesting with this partnership energy and sharing your good vibes to uplift others. Like now might be a good time for you to be tapping into your network, your professional network, the connections that you have to help kind of get things moving here. So this is what I see for you, group number 2. I'm super curious to hear what's been happening with your financial flow from your perspective and which messages from this reading may align to that. So comment below, let me know. If you're not already, do make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. Hit the bell so that you'll be updated when I post new content, and I'll see you in the next one soon. Bye. Hey, group 3, and welcome to your reading. So today we're going to be looking into your financial flow and just seeing what that energy looks like at this time. You guys selected the amethyst crystal and the stained glass tarot. So let's go ahead and jump in and see what's in store for you guys at this time. Do remember this is a general collective reading on YouTube, so messages may vary with how specifically they'll resonate with every viewer. And this is also not a replacement for financial advice. So do make sure that you are seeking out those professional services if that is what you are needing at this time, okay? All right, so we've got the full moon completion. We have the house. Okay. And we also have a privileged lady coming through. So this is your overall energy, group number 3. Okay. So I feel for a lot of you guys, there is some sense of fulfillment or accomplishment or conclusion here with the full moon, right? The full moon is kind of like when the energy is at its peak or something is coming to a head or something is coming full circle, okay? And there is potentially a chapter closing, but I feel like it's positive. And we're going to see as we get into the cards a little bit more, but there's something positive connected to this because I feel like this has to do with your living situation or, if you guys don't, it could have to do with you buying a house or moving to a new house or something to do with how your finances are connected to where you live, right? It may also, though, more abstractly be talking about your foundation in life. It doesn't necessarily have to be tied literally to property, right? So take the messages as it resonates with you. But the house is a structure that supports us, right? It's a structure. And this one in particular, if we look, it's like a mansion, right? It's a very strong, solid structure that's very beautiful. It's gated, right? It's protecting us. There's multiple levels to it. So it almost feels like a leveling up energy that I get from this a little bit. If this is not about like a literal house, I think it's just talking about you reaching the next level of success as you continue to build your foundation financially here. We also have the privileged lady. So this is like when we're feeling really comfortable with our money, when we're in a space where we have all the creature comforts and the things that we want. And maybe some of you guys are in a place right now where you're able to just live a very comfortable lifestyle, whatever that looks like for you. Like money isn't necessarily a thing, like a stressor at this time. So let's continue. Group 3. What else, Spirit, can you tell us about group number 3's financial flow at this time? We have the King of Pentacles. We have the Five of Pentacles. Okay. And we have the Hierophant. We do have an Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So clarity of thought, new perspectives, thinking about our finances differently than we did before. Okay, so it's interesting with this Five of Pentacles coming up at the heart of the spread here, because this is kind of the opposite of the overall energy that we were tapping into here. But it's coming up right underneath this full moon of completion. So I think for a lot of you guys, if you have been struggling with finances, if you have been struggling with feeling like you've got enough, or if you've been struggling to get the support that you need, I feel like that is what is coming to a close. Okay, because this is very much a feeling of lack, or feeling like we don't have enough, feeling that we have to downsize, feeling like we are in poverty. Maybe we are in poverty, right? This is tough times here when it comes to the energy of money, but this is also connected to self-worth and self-esteem. And so it may not even be for any of you that you've been struggling with money in the sense that you don't have enough to pay your bills. It could be that there's this energy of lack within, or a feeling of low self-worth, or just feeling like we're not, like we just don't have enough. Like there's something about self-esteem coming through here that is changing for you with this full moon that's coming to a head, that's closing out. With the King of Pentacles here, this could also be talking about like work stuff, right? Like maybe the house is where you work, the success, the levels that you're growing as it pertains to work. And the King of Pentacles can be a leader, right? This is somebody who's very responsible with their money. This is somebody who is a provider, protector. They can be like a manager, someone who's really good with business, right? So I feel like there's some sort of cycle closing that's maybe opening up opportunity for you to shift more into this King of Pentacles energy. This can also be somebody who's helping you, right? Because the Five of Pentacles can also talk about when we need to get some assistance, when we need to get some help or ask for help. And the support is there, but it's just about, are we going to feel worthy of asking for it? Okay. And in this card, you can see that there is some support being lended. So this King of Pentacles and this Hierophant could represent support coming in for you during this time as well. The Hierophant can be talking about like financial advice, like maybe you're going to a professional connected to whatever the scenario is that is assisting you at this time as well. Let's keep going. I want to see what other info we can get. Group number 3. We have debilitated, discomfort. Okay. Let's pull one of these. One more, please, Spirit. We have the Angel of Love. We also have Magician in the Mirror, which is a really beautiful card because this talks about you sort of like what is happening within is what is mirrored back to you externally, right? So it ties back very closely to this message about self-worth and lack, right? Like if we're in a space of lack and we don't feel worthy and we're not getting the support or asking for the support that we need, or we're not elevating ourselves to a certain standard in order to achieve our financial goals, if we're in lack, then lack is going to be mirrored back to us. If we're in abundance, abundance is going to be mirrored back to us eventually. We have victory here as well. So it just feels like a lot of you guys are maybe being pushed out of your comfort zone a little bit with this debilitated energy. There's something connected to like work or maybe like a living situation that might be changing or closing out here that is pushing you outside of your comfort zone. But it almost feels like it's you're being pushed upward out of your comfort zone, not that something is being taken away from you and you're being pushed out of a comfort zone. It's almost like, am I worthy of this? Am I worthy of this money? Am I worthy of this step up that's putting me in this space of privilege? The Angel of Love is also an energy of self-worth, right? Loving ourselves. It can at times also signal that love is coming, like a romantic partner is coming. So if any of you guys are single, this could also be a message that you have somebody coming in for you. Which could be interesting, right? Because the privileged lady, she looks like she's kind of single in this card, right? So that could be the case for some of you. Maybe there is a shift that's coming in your career, that's boosting your finances, that's closing out a cycle of feeling less than or not worthy. And through this level up, you might be aligning with a romantic partner, a spouse with the Hierophant here. Let's continue. Group 3. What else can you tell us, Spirit, about Group 3's financial flow? We have love. This love is unconditional, free-flowing, and eternal. So there's another message here about love that is very much connected to your relationship with money, Group 3. It's almost like making decisions around your finances that align with self-love. We have the 11th house, Aquarius, Uranus, your vision of a better future, what makes you unique and a collective trendsetter, expectations of friendships. This could have to do with community stuff as well, friendships. Uranus is change. So maybe this change is putting you in a more unique path than what you realize you would be taking. We also have 0. Represents the structure of polarities, all or nothing. We also have you don't need love, you are love. Yeah, it's like you guys have a message about love, self-love and self-worth impacting your financial flow at this time. Spirit for Group 3. What else can you tell us about their financial flow? we have long-term. An opportunity could turn into a long-term career move, or you'll be asked to commit to a position in exchange for more money. Yeah, I think you guys are getting a promotion, or there's like something about moving up. But I think you guys don't feel fully worthy of it for some reason with this Five of Pentacles. Like, you're used to maybe living at a certain standard, and this is going to bump you up. And it might just feel a little bit uncomfortable because it's just out of what you're used to. It's outside of the scope of what you're used to. But the King of Pentacles is beautiful because this is like taking on more responsibility, because you're viewed as somebody who's a leader. You're viewed as somebody who is good with money and responsible with your work. This is exciting, Group 3. We also have guidance. Divine forces are showing you the way to go. You are discovering another piece of your destiny and your purpose in life. Wow. So you're being divinely guided into this space, Group 3. Ooh, okay. Hold on. We do also have fast changes. You'll be leaving a job suddenly or getting one very quickly, or your work may change dramatically in a short time. Go with the flow. Yeah, so maybe that's part of the challenge here, is like you're not really expecting this, or it comes in really quickly and there's not a lot of time to get acclimated to it. But it feels positive, Group 3. It feels like you're kind of, maybe some of you guys are actually abandoning a job with the Five of Pentacles. Like, you're maybe not, hopefully not ghosting, but it's like there could be an energy of abandoning one thing in exchange for moving up to something better. But I really feel like a big piece of the lesson around your financial flow right now, Group 3, is around self-worth. Because whatever you believe you're worthy of is what is mirrored back to you with this Magician and the Mirror energy. And so I think if you guys have been mirroring this energy of confidence and I'm worth this, I'm not settling for less, that will eventually be mirrored back to you. And I feel like that's what's happening. But there is an element of you guys being a little bit uncomfortable when it comes through for you for some reason here. Because maybe you just don't fully believe that it's happening, or you don't fully believe that you're worthy of this. But it feels like you're getting a step up here. Okay, so this is what I see, Group 3. Comment below. Let me know what's happening with your finances at this time, and what aspects of this reading you think resonate most with you. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell so that you'll be updated whenever I post new content. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.